Hey, you guys, this is like the fifth time that I've tried recording this because the internet keeps going crazy. So I just want to talk about this week and the assignments that we're doing this week because we are getting down to the wire and we got to get things in. Okay. So this week we are going to have an outline due on Wednesday, the 3rd. Okay. So I'm going to hit you with a bunch of information now. Please let me know if you have questions, okay? And then we need to have our rough draft due on Saturday, the 6th. Why? Because I need to look at it so that I can give you feedback before we start our final drafts next week. And it gives us time to work on our final drafts together, okay? We have Monday, the 8th. Wednesday the 10th together, and then a half day on Friday the 12th. And then we're on spring break. So what I'm hoping is that everybody can get their final drafts in by Friday the 12th and then be done and ready to go on spring break, okay? So today we are going to talk about our outlines. So you have written your introductory paragraph. Thank you to those who have gotten that in. Now we're going to fill in the rest of our paper. And something that will help us do that is, sorry guys. Oh, Lord, what's happening? Something that will help us do that is our outline. I'm just going to leave this here because the internet's going crazy. And an outline is just what it sounds like. It's you outlining your paper. And there are some technical things for an outline that we will go over, okay? There's Roman numerals and there's alphabet letters. Roman numerals, and I also have a couple PowerPoints on this, so we'll go through that too. Roman numerals are what are going to turn into your, I'm sorry, this camera, I don't know what's happening, you guys, are your body paragraphs, okay? So Roman numeral 1, intro paragraph. Roman numeral 2, that's your body paragraph for your counterclaim. Roman numeral 3, that's going to be your claim. Underneath your Roman numerals are your subheadings. That's the stuff that's inside your paragraph, okay? So that goes, and we label those with letters, A, B, C, D, okay? A, B, C, D. I have this all in a PowerPoint too. I just wanted to put it in front of you as well. So if you scroll down to our folder for this week, week 9, you'll see the Flow to Virtual School lesson, outlining your argument, and I also have a PowerPoint outlining your argument. A lot of it is straight from the Flow to Virtual School lesson. I just know that sometimes it helps to see it in more than one way. So let's look at my PowerPoint. So you already know your claim and your counterclaim because you've written your intro paragraph. So now you're just going to fill it all in, okay? The thing about the outline, though, that I need you to remember is that it's not you writing your paper. It's just you giving me like bullet points for what's going to be included in your paragraph, okay? Or paragraphs, rather. Sorry, it's taking 1,000 years to load. So here we are, how to draft an outline. So like I said before, your outline is really just an organizational tool. It helps you organize your essay so that you know what you're doing. And once you have it all laid out, then you can just get to writing your essay. Sorry, the internet's being so slow today. Okay, so it helps us organize our thoughts, and it helps us make sure that our essay flows in a logical way. If this were really in the PowerPoint, he'd be singing. I'm going to tell Jordan. All right. So here is what your outline should look like. Now, does that mean that you're going to have counterclaim and claim written under A and B? No, you're going to have your counterclaim and your claim written under A and B. Same here. You aren't going to have number 2 titled counterclaim. You're going to have number 2. This is going to be your counterclaim. And underneath here, you're going to have all of your points that you want to make. Same with number 3, which also corresponds to paragraph 3. You won't have claim written here. You will have your claim will be the heading for Roman numeral 3. And then underneath here in the letters, you're going to have your points that you want to make. Roman numeral 4 is going to be your conclusion. And you can just give me a couple points what you want to make. Okay? And then you will also have your works cited page, which I will show you an example of a works cited page. The other thing that I'm going to ask you to have with your outline, here we go. And this is just breaking it down even more. I'm going to have you have your MLA citations as well next to your section, okay? This lets me know what you're going to be using to support your evidence or support your claim or your counterclaim for each section. So here's an example of somebody's outline. So here's their introduction. Here's their counterclaim. Making community service a graduation requirement for teens is unfair. Here's their claim. Requiring community service participation is the best way to prepare teens for life after high school. Now, maybe you have an in-text citation in your intro paragraph. Maybe you don't. But if you do, you need to have it right here. You need to tell me what source you're using right here. Okay. Now, here we go to the second paragraph, the counterclaim. Here's their counterclaim. Making community service a graduation requirement for teens is unfair. Okay. Why? Because teens are busy with after-school activities. And here we go. But we're gonna turn it around, right? Teens could participate in service projects with those same organizations that keep them busy. Here's the other counterpoint. Teens might be taken advantage by unfair supervisors. And then we're going to smack that one down, right? But teens should volunteer with others for organizations they are familiar with. This is this person's essay, right? And this is the source that they are using to back up all of these points, okay? If you're using more than one source, then you're going to put more than one source here. Here's the section for the claim. Requiring, so this is like your topic right here, right? Here's your claim. Requiring community service participation is the best way to prepare teens for life after high school. Okay, we're going to say why. Why? Why? Because teens present personal or experience personal growth. Okay, teens learn more about their place in the world. Teens are prepared for the workplace. Teens learn commitment, teamwork, and professionalism. These are all of the points that are supporting this right here, the requiring community service, okay? All of this right here, all right? And these are the two sources that this person is going to be using in this paragraph, okay? And they're just throwing their MLA formatted citation right there, okay? This is like what they would put on their works cited page. And then the last one, why is it not coming up? Is going to be your conclusion. So Roman numeral 4, that's going to be your conclusion. And that's where you're going to tie it all together. Okay, here's a point I want you guys to really pay attention to. In your conclusion, I'm going to write it on here so that you guys can see it. And it's going to be backwards, but whatever. In your conclusion, this is what you do not do. In your conclusion, do not introduce any new information. Okay, your conclusion is solely to wrap up what you've already talked about. Emphasize what you've already talked about. If you are feeling like you need to introduce new information in your conclusion, then that means you need another body paragraph. But for this assignment, they're only asking us for 4. Okay, so in your conclusion, do not introduce any new information. I know it's backwards, sorry. Do not introduce any new information. And then you also are going to need a works cited page, which I will add an example from one of my own papers to the folder for this week, but they also have one here in the Florida Virtual School lesson. Now, the reason that I gave you kind of like this pared down PowerPoint of the Florida Virtual School lesson is because sometimes Florida Virtual School is a little bit confusing. Maybe not for you, but it is for me sometimes. Okay, but please, please, please go through the Florida Virtual School lesson to make sure you know what you're doing. Here we go. See? They give you what your outline should look like right here. This, the Roman numerals and the letters are very important. That is how you properly format an outline. Okay? And they tell you right here. This is a little confusing. I would skip that. Okay? Hold on. Let me see if there's there a works cited example here. No. Okay, so here is the outline planning guide. You are completing this column and this column. This is just going to help guide you for what you should be writing. Okay, your works cited page is in alphabetical order by author. And there's nothing fancy about the works cited page. Works cited gets centered in the top of your paper, top of your page, your last page. And then everything else is double space all the way down by author, last name, alphabetical. Okay. I have lost the camera, so hopefully this is still recording. Who knows? So this is what you will be turning in on Wednesday so that I can look at it, so that I can give you some notes before we start our rough draft, which we're going to start on Wednesday. So everybody needs to be prepared for class. Okay. Oops. Why did it just go to here? I keep saying Wednesday. It's due on Wednesday because we have class on Thursday. Due on Wednesday, we have class on Thursday. Okay. And we're going to work on your rough draft in class on Thursday together. It's going to be due on Saturday so that I can look at it before we start working on it the following week, March 8th and March 10th. And we have a half day on March 12th. Okay. But you have got to get your stuff in on time this week so that I have time to look at it and give you some feedback. Okay. Because if you are turning stuff in after March 12th, it's spring break. I am not going to be grading my entire spring break. Okay. And it's the end of the quarter. So this is what it's going to look like, what you're turning in. Whoopsies. The worksheet. Guys, hold on. Let's go back. So like you saw in the submit section, you can download that document to your computers, and that's where you can fill it out, okay? It's this, just in a way that you can fill it in, okay? I'll also just include that in there in case it's hard for you to get to for whatever reason. But then let's also take a look at the rubric. Okay. Follows the organizational structure. Claim is clear. Claim is thoroughly supported by research points. Counterclaim is clear and specific. Counterpoints are clearly disproven. Outline is properly formatted. Parenthetical citations and works cited follow proper MLA format. Okay? You guys remember I gave you that Purdue OWL website to go to? We're going to go to it right now to look at a works cited page. I want to reiterate, guys, that an outline is not you writing out your whole paper. It's you giving me the bullet points, really, is what it is. But you got to also include the works cited page. So let's go to Purdue OWL, MLA. Hey, look, creating a works cited list right here. So we'll go here, works cited basic format. Okay, so only the title should be centered, right? That's what I said. And the the citations go on the left-hand side, okay? Double space all citations. Do not put extra spaces between entries, okay? And hopefully they're going to give us an example. Let's find it. I know there's an example over here. Sample works cited page. This is what your works cited page should look like. See? Centered. Alphabetical order by author, or this is what, a film, right? This has 3 dashes because it's by the same author. You're probably not going to be worried about that too much. And then that's basically it, y'all. The works cited page shouldn't stress you out too much. Okay, the second line is always indented. Okay, the second lines of your source are always indented. Okay, so you can see that that's offset. That helps you distinguish between the different citations as well. Okay, so that's your outline. I know it sounds like a lot of information. Go through the Florida Virtual School lesson. Go through the PowerPoint that I put up. Ask me questions, and I will be happy to answer them for you. Okay, because Thursday when we're in class, we need to start working on our rough draft so that you can turn it in Saturday so I can look at it and give you feedback before we start our final draft the following week. Okay? Thank you for joining my TED Talk. I'll see you all on Thursday. Bye. Let's see if I can stop this, you guys. I can never figure out how to stop these videos.